I ain't gonna say who's on the beat, cause you should know that by now. Ha, check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, like my 5950, I ain't lying. Ha, check it. Yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get with it song.
Yo, what up?
Yo, BTV Sports, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Yo, BTV Sports, live from Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. We got some special guests in the house today, but first and foremost, big shout out to Ugo from the Ugo Boy podcast, my great co-host, who is not with us today, but you know what? He's still with us in spirit, so enjoy your time, brother. We'll see you back next week. But, like I said, we got some special guests in the house today. We got none other than the owner of Bravery Studios, Mark Perdomo, to my left, and we also got a very extremely talented and wonderful director by the name of Ramon Pasante, director and also co-writer of a wonderful film by the name of Playing Sam. A bunch of stuff on his resume, really good. And also, let's not forget, behind the glass, we got Steve behind the board. Steve, what is going on, bro?
That was really great.
Thank you, man.
Oh, he does this weekly.
This guy is good.
There's no idea.
Holy crap.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, my God.
coming from you guys, that means a lot.
That was delivery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, as obviously, we do a sports show here, but there's not a lot going on in the sports world right now. Yes, the Knicks are doing some pretty good stuff, and yes, the Jets are kind of winning the offseason when they don't win the regular season. And Super Bowl's already finished, and now we're just patiently waiting for baseball season to really come, even though technically it started last night somewhere in another part of the world that we don't even know about. But, you know, it's a slow season right now, but anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge movie fan, and I figured that having these two gentlemen here would be perfect for a segment that I came up with. Not to take credit completely, but I'm a movie buff, and I wanted to do something for quite some time that on my podcast, First Class Like Blaze, which you can subscribe right now, so to speak. But I also decided this is a perfect opportunity because Oscar season just passed us. Shout out to Oppenheimer, won all 7 Academy Awards, 2 cinephiles right here and everything, and big sports guys. And I don't know much about Mark. But you know what? You're a good sport. I'll give you that. You're a good sport.
I've never been told that before. Actually, that's.
All right. So with that being said, we decided to do the top 10 quintessential Yo BTV Sports movies list. But before we get into the quintessentials, I figured, you know what? Let's give the top 5s, top 10s, and then afterwards we'll, break it down to a fine powder, rank it 1 through 10, and then afterwards, that'll be quintessential, and it'll be in lore, it'll be rolled, it will be laminated right then and there. All right, so I'm going to let the guest of honors go. So, Ramon Pasante, could you please give us your top 10 sports movies according to you?
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. I forgot how much of a hack host I really am, because when we have guests here, we actually have to do something that's part of the program. So first and foremost, I know you're a little bit of a sports fan.
Yeah.
So what we like to do with our guests is we like to get with our guests' sports fandom. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your sports fandom, like the teams that you root for and what you're about and so on and so forth.
So today I'm wearing my Buffalo shirt.
This was an accident, by the way.
Yeah. I'm wearing the Buffalo shirt because they're the only New York team that I can actually, wear with dignity at the moment.
But are they really from New York? I mean, are they really from New York? No, New York State, yes.
Buffalo, it's a New York team.
All right, but
New York State.
New York State, actually.
If you really think about it, the Jets and Giants play in New Jersey.
That's true.
And who plays in New York?
Buffalo.
I never thought about that. He's right.
Yeah.
He's
so,
right.
and my father, he's just like, Buffalo. I'm like, no, but New York State. I'm like, oh yeah. So this is that. I'm like, great. So it's like, when the Giants are fucking up or when the Jets are fucking up. I'm
this is a sports show. I'm sorry.
No, excuse me. So so I always go back to Buffalo, and I'm like, Buffalo is a pretty safe team to feel like, walk with confidently. Now, look.
You sure about that?
I am.
You sure about that?
Listen, I am, but I'm definitely a diehard Jets fan. I am a diehard Jets fan.
Okay.
Though. I do love me some Jets. Breece Hall, I hope we don't lose him. Because, this past season wasn't great, but he
balled out. In my opinion, he should have been comeback player of the year. But it's because he plays for the Jets and he's a running back. They can't give it to him. I mean, why would they do that?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm a Jets fan, hardcore. But I love football. Baseball is like, I go for the fries. You know, people ask me about the Yankees. Like they're like, who's on first? I'm like, I don't know that. I don't know who's playing on first.
Who's on first? Who's on second?
Who's on second? But I'm a hardcore, NFL Jets fan. There's something about the NFL. I love playing fantasy football. I love talking about who I'm dropping, who I'm picking up, who I'm benching. That's just like, I love football's America's
Football's
sport.
king,
It's America's sport.
We say, me and Ugo say this all the time, that even when football is not going on, there's always something to talk about. So NFL is king.
Yeah,
100%. It's like we said earlier, it's the off season. It's all about free agency and figure out who they're going to draft. But we're still talking about it, and they're not even playing yet.
That's right. Yeah.
So Marv, as we alluded to earlier, you're not really a sports fan, but I take it that you actually played baseball back then.
I grew up around baseball a lot because my pops was a baseball player. So I grew up knowing Sammy Sosa was huge when I was a kid. Mark McGwire, Mike Piazza, a lot of all those guys.
The steroids guys.
Barry Bonds. Well, that's when baseball was good.
You know what? You're not wrong about that.
You're not wrong about that.
I mean, they had a home run contest. They were trying to beat what's this guy's name? The record they were trying to beat.
Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were trying to beat
Lou Gehrig.
Luke. No, that's a disease.
Joe DiMaggio? No.
Lou Gehrig is a disease.
Yeah, but it was named after Lou Gehrig, who was a baseball player.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's a Sopranos joke. You're right.
You can't make those mistakes around.
No, you can't. But
you're lucky Hugo's not here because he would have savaged you out.
Yeah, he would have. But yeah, I grew up around baseball, so I liked it a lot as a kid. I didn't really watch it a lot after, going to high school and growing up. But I still got a little soft spot for it. I still want to get baseball jerseys for everybody that works here with bravery on it.
Yeah. And I'm actually thinking that I don't know if we'll do it this year, but next year possibly, or this year even, we should definitely go to like a Yankee or Mets game.
Oh yeah, I'd be down. I really want to see hockey, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to the Yankee Stadium versus Citi Field?
Yes, I have.
I've never been to any
It's quite a
stadium.
contrast.
Yeah.
Like Yankee Stadium is a mall.
It's a museum / mall.
It's a mall.
It looks like it from the outside too.
But Citi Field is just like, it's a ballpark.
It feels like I'm actually watching a baseball game.
It's a great seat. Everywhere you sit, where you're just like,
Yeah.
But like Yankee Stadium's the machine.
Right.
I bet.
For
Now,
the money.
what's also interesting, and I'll even share this with the audience right now. So I have a little bit of a bucket list where I want to visit every MLB team in America. I have a scratch-off poster in my living room to scratch off to every stadium that's there. So far, I've obviously been to Yankee Stadium. I've been to Citi Field. I've been to Fenway Park in Boston, and I've been to Marlins Park in Miami. I'm trying to go to Philadelphia because just a 2-hour drive. But I also should try to make a point to go to Oakland because I think this is their last year in Oakland before they move to Vegas.
Oh wow!
So I should do that, even though I heard it's a terrible ballpark and so on and so forth. You got to go there for the history, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Shea Stadium because the Beatles played there, but actually, I think the stadium's still there though.
It's the most random thing.
Where was Shea Stadium?
It was in Queens.
It was.
That's where the Mets used to play.
Oh yeah, because they just moved it. Yeah, it's like in the same
across
vicinity.
the street. I think.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, because I remember I put up signs in the old Shea Stadium after they closed it down. So I think the stadium is still there, but they obviously play across the street at MetLife now.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was working at the
Citi
sign
Field.
business.
So I'm in my
Citi Field. My bad.
I'm in my 40s, and I was actually.
You're not in your 40s, bro.
I am.
There's no
Yes,
way.
I am.
There's no
44.
way.
Puerto Rican jeans, bro.
It's Afro Latina G. I got the melanin. But I remember in high school, I went to the old Yankee Stadium, and our team, Lehman High School, our team played in the champs. We lost, but I remember that was my senior year in high school, and it was like the end of the year. Like that was part of the senior experience. Like, and it was like, wow, like the stadium is like, I remember the old stadium. I used to go to the bleachers all the time. It's like $6 to get into the bleachers back in the day, So, but
it's more like $36 now.
Oh yeah, way more now. But it was just
damn inflation.
I feel like honored that I was able to see the old stadium.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it wild that they both got new stadiums? I think even the Giants got a new stadium during the recession.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I remember thinking about that back then. Everybody was getting new stadiums, and we're out here like hurting.
Well, recessions don't count for the 1%.
Nah, they don't. They don't.
Definitely not. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you again for joining us. And let's get into this list. But yeah, that was all about our fandom. So round of applause real quick, Steve, for Ramon and Marv real quick. Awesome. Love it. All right, so let's kick this baby off. Let's keep that same energy. And yeah, this is brought to you by First Class Second Place Podcast, Ugo Boy Podcast, and also shout out to our sponsor, New York Posse. All right, so let's get into it. Ramon Pasante.
So do you want to hear the whole list, or you want me to go one by one?
Let's go one by one. You know?
Okay.
We got some time.
I'm gonna save the mix, the one that threw you off.
Okay, all
for
right.
last. Okay. So Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Happy
Like,
Gilmore,
I never thought I'd like a movie about
golf.
ever, but but that was like a favorite in college.
And slash hockey. He was a hockey player first, right?
He was
Yes.
a hockey player
Yes.
who couldn't make it, who couldn't cut it.
Yeah, and Carl
Weathers.
Carl Weathers, man,
R.I.P.,
R.I.P.
yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just happening.
Yeah.
Tap it in.
He was good in everything.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
That's a good understanding, by the
yeah,
way.
thank you. And The Warrior with
Warrior,
Tom Hardy.
with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. Yep.
Yes,
I
it
never
was
saw
like
that.
okay. This was like an ultimate.
That's a UFC movie.
UFC movie
Copy.
about two brothers fighting in the end, and their dad is Nick Nolte because Nick Nolte plays a great alcoholic. Always.
Yeah, oh,
You know, he's like
He
an
says he was
abusive.
himself.
He said, "We need an abusive alcoholic. What's Nick Nolte doing? Just
Yeah,
knock over the rock, see where you can pick him
yeah.
up." You know what I mean? So, really great movie, and it's very hard to find a good, Ultimate Fighter,
I was gonna say.
UFC movie where like there's like so many emotional stakes,
Right.
And the emotional stakes are there. And me and my wife, and my wife is like, she's not really into sports, but she's like, that was good. Like she was like really into it. So that's like an emotional journey. Two brothers going at it, estranged brothers, and it was like.
Listen, this is something that's very strange about me. So I don't know if I have a soul or not because I never cried when Mufasa died in The Lion King, but I bawled my eyes out at the end of Warrior. So
Yeah, I wanted to cry. I came close.
oh no, I did. Yeah.
And you know what movie I cried on? And it's the next one on my list.
Uh-huh.
A League of Their Own.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. Yeah.
Batter up. Listen,
This used to be my playground. Oh my God,
All right.
that sets me off all the time.
I'll say this: I don't watch a lot of baseball, but baseball movies do get you right here.
They do. Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to understand the game so much, and there's something emotional about baseball that's more emotional about any sport in the league. I don't know what it is about it. But maybe because it's one of the oldest sports, and that
America's pastime.
Yeah, it's America's pastime. So I think it has a lot to do with that. A League of Their Own is just one of those movies that it just gets you all in the feels. From Tom Hanks to Gina Davis, and when you see them all, and then the way they recast all the women with old women that look just like them. It wasn't like them with makeup.
Yeah.
These were just all women that look just like them, with the same voices and everything. I'm like, this is amazing. I felt like I was there on
casting.
that ride with them, and I was just like I felt like I was a part of that reunion, and I cried in that movie. I definitely cried in the end of that movie.
Justifiably.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah.
Sorry, so you got 10, 8, 9, number 7.
Okay.
Even though it's not really particular order, but number 7.
Major League.
Major League, Chris Abalo's favorite sports movie. Even though he's not another sport, he's not a sports guy either, but he loves movies. But yeah, that's his number 1 right there.
Major League is a badass film. And
So quotable.
And I love the beginning of the film. It gets you in the fields about baseball, and also like Wesley Snipes was in that movie before he was Passenger 57.
Yeah,
before Bet on Black. Before Blade, he was just like the comic relief guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and there's a lot of like
He was already Nino Brown by that time, right? Yeah, he already played New Jack City.
Was he?
I think he was New Jack City, and then years later he wanted to try his comedy chops.
It might have been, they might have been at the same time. I feel like Major League was first, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Listen, I'm not gonna die on that hill. But
You got the IMDb app.
Yeah.
You are a
Pull it
true
up.
cinephile.
Oh man, I go on this as much as Instagram.
yeah, but I want to say Major League was first.
Shout out to Charlie Sheen, man. He was like,
Yeah.
he
No,
was
you
awesome.
are right.
No,
He was awesome.
you're right. Because
right? Oh, wow.
because Major League came out in 1989 and New Jack City came out in 1991. So
Look at that.
1-4 Ramon Pasante.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, so he
Thank you,
was
IMDb.
like he was a nobody kind of during the Major League, but he was so talented and funny, and he like Millie Hayes. I run like Hayes, you know what I mean? So that was like one of my favorite films, baseball films. Next one, He Got Game. Spike Lee's He Got Game.
He Got Game.
You know, I mean, look, one of my favorite moments in that film is when they were trying to sell well, two favorite moments when they were trying to sell. What was his name? The basketball player that was in the film.
Jesus Shuttleworth.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yeah,
Ray Allen?
Yeah, Ray Allen.
Okay.
They were trying to sell him to these colleges.
I think I know where you're going
and
with
they
this.
were just, and it was like so. It was like, wow, what a machine this is. The way they treat, the way they treated the women and the people, and it's like this is a real thing. How they they want to get you to be enticed. They use their women. They talk about the campus. They talk about the girls. They talk about the money, the food. So it was just. I thought that was just a really great. I'm sorry. Not prediction. What is it?
Production?
No. Depiction.
Depiction.
Right.
Depiction.
Sorry, I'm undercaffeinated.
You're good. Drink more Diet Coke. Bro.
Yeah, I am on it. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and then of course the final basketball game between Jesus and his dad, Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched. I watched behind the scenes a lot of these movies, and I remember in the original script, Spike Lee was like, he wasn't supposed to get. The dad wasn't supposed to get a score at all. And then Denzel was like, no, I'm getting one in.
That's Denzel for you.
And that made it into the movie. He got one in. He goes, all right. But but there was like, Denzel was like, there's no way I'm not going to at least get one in.
Yeah.
And they let him get it. So I love that story about
that.
that.
I agree.
And I also find it interesting how in the beginning when they let him out of prison and he was with those two other cops.
Right.
Yeah, he said that you get along with this guy. He's African American like you. You get along with him. He's nice and everything.
He was
Turned out to be the biggest
worst,
dick.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the white guy was actually the nice
worst.
guy.
Yeah.
That's Spike Lee for you.
He was the worst.
And I think that listen, man, Spike Lee's he's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah,
Hands down,
definitely a top 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm sure you all agree. The Sandlots is on
yes.
the list.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been
Love
there.
the
We've
Sandlot.
all, every weekend gathered together with some friends, played baseball.
Everybody had a crush on Wendy Peppercorn.
Who was that?
The
lifeguard.
Oh yeah. Every female had a crush on Benny. Like kids,
Benny the Jet. Yeah.
Kids collectively loved that film. It made us want to go out and play baseball after seeing the film. It's just a great film for kids to watch.
Yeah.
And because
Agreed.
they made them want to play baseball, it hit every both genders. And it was like great, so I thought that was a really great film, and just hilarious. It just played with imagination with the dog,
Right.
you know what I mean, and just really played with the kids' imagination and storytelling. I think it was one of the best.
Not only
films.
is it a great sports movie, but I can make an argument that it's also a great summer film. Because it makes you feel the essence of summer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually
Agreed.
watch that once it stopped being so cold.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What happened? Spring was supposed to come, man.
What a disaster.
Oh, let me get a dollar lemon.
All right. Next film is The Fighter.
The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg.
Well, yeah.
That
Say
one I
hello to
did
your
see.
mother for me. Yeah, say hello.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Well, I love that film because it was more funny than anything. But David O. Russell,
Yeah.
I know he's kind of canceled right now, but you can't deny
Give
something.
me Don Lemon.
Shout out Joe Benigno.
Yeah, but yeah, The Fighter is an excellent film, and it's probably the best film that Mark Wahlberg's in after Basketball Diaries, probably. I don't know if you ever seen Basketball Diaries.
I have, yeah.
I don't like Basketball Diaries.
You didn't like it? Listen, it's not a sports film.
It's so over the top. It's over the top.
I mean, so there's a lot to unpack with that. No, we're not
We'll
going to go
talk
there.
about
It's not
it
on the
later.
list. We'll talk
We'll
about
talk
that
about it
later.
later.
No, we could get into it now. I mean,
So
this is
Basketball
what we do,
Diaries, it's it's more about drug addiction than sport.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's
Even though the name basketball is in the title.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you have to understand that film. I feel like that film came out around the time of the era of Kids. Remember that movie Kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just that really raw, really unfiltered depiction of drug use and kids in New York. And the writer of the film, it was his story. It was about a poet. So it was like a real story about his addiction to some really heavy drugs and how it ruined his life, it ruins his friend's life, and actually that was really Mark Wahlberg's first serious role.
It was,
you know what I mean?
it was.
But as a filmmaker, I'm like, whoa, this is a heavy film. It's not one that you go back to and go, I can't wait to see Basketball Diaries. I can't wait to see Leonardo
Requiem for a
DiCaprio.
Dream.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? Those are heavy films, like watching Passion of the Christ every year. Like no. You see it once. Good job. I'm moving on.
Yeah. I'm gonna go watch Predator for the 100th time.
Now, yeah, you go. That I will do.
And that's a palate cleanse.
Yes.
Yes, it is. But The Fighter, David O. Russell, he did Three Kings. He did
Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah. Silver Linings, American Hustle. You know what I mean? And there's, I love the humor in tragic situations. And I loved how he threw himself out the window and the mother came around the building. She knew exactly where to find him.
Yep.
She's standing right next to the dumpster when he jumps in the dumpster to hide from her. But it was just like such a real raw story about drug use and how it ruins your chances at a successful career in sports.
And what makes that movie interesting also, and I read this about David O. Russell when he was making American Hustle. So him and Christian Bale were having a discussion while the camera was off, and Christian was like, we're really going away from the plot here of the movie. And David O. Russell was like, Christian, I hate plots. I'm all about the characters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Yes.
So you could see behind that logic why the fighter is so character-based, and you don't necessarily care about, what's going on in the story and the plot, and how it's going to end and so on and so forth. It isn't based on a true story. But what made that movie special was the characters itself, the development of the characters.
Agreed. Yeah.
So that's why it's definitely a yes for me.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, man. Plot is that character will always trump plot in a film. I love the idea of getting into someone's head and seeing them on a journey versus, this is going to happen, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens. No, it's like, something happens. How do they deal with it? How do they take it in? And how do they move forward?
What's the name of that type of thing where they do in filmmaking, specifically the Duplass brothers do? It's called something.
When the Duplass brothers?
Mark Duplass.
Oh, Mumblecore.
Mumblecore, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, Mumblecore. Yeah, that's a great example. It's like low stakes. This is just, we're with someone. We're living with someone for 2 hours, and we're seeing their experience of something that's happened to them, how they react to the world because of it.
Right.
And how do we relate to that person? And that's like the early form of just creative filmmaking where people are just like, let's just sit with someone in a room and just like see who, what happens to them when, we put them through these series of events. And why it's interesting. Like, I love that in filmmaking, 100%, So, and I think that, a movie like, that's what David O. Russell was saying. It's like, no, let's live in these moments. And that's why, the movie was like an Oscar winner. Was it a winner?
Yeah, Christian Bale won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's well deserved.
So that was number 4. Number 3.
All right. Moneyball.
Love Moneyball.
Yeah, that's a movie. Now, that's a movie I watch every year. That's a movie when I watch when I'm low. It's a movie because man, that guy,
Billy Beane.
Billy Beane, he lost but he won.
Yeah.
He lost but he realized that he won in certain areas in his life. He didn't win the ring.
No.
But he won. He won in a sense of he realized that he beat all the doubters. He changed the game of baseball. It was the bigger picture that he never saw. And when Jonah Hill shows him that, look, here's the bigger picture. You changed the whole industry. Boston offered you the biggest bag in the industry, and you turned it down. You know what I mean? It was just, oh man, that's a movie I get emotional about when I watch.
It's awesome in the sense that it's betting on yourself with what you have. I mean, they had the lowest payroll. There was a reason why the Oakland A's couldn't acquire or keep the players that they had because they didn't have the money, so they went to sign with the Red Sox and the Yankees and so on and so forth. And they had a plan, and they didn't win the ring like you said, but they succeeded, and he was able to become a winner on top. And also, you have to consider that Billy Beane, if you really think about it, really changed the game of MLB because now even the big dogs like the Red Sox and the Astros and the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees, they're all doing the money ball thing now. And these
he ruined baseball. Yeah, just say it. I'm actually serious. He ruined baseball.
I mean, you think so? You think so?
100%. He ruined baseball. And
listen,
I
don't have a dog in that fight.
I actually don't like that movie because not because of that, but because that. And nothing against your list at all.
Yeah, sure,
but I feel like Brad Pitt. That's the moment in his career where he announced to the world that he's an old man, because before that point in his life, he had always played very eccentric characters, like
12 Monkeys,
everything, Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Everything was quirky, weird, macho men, and that's the part where he was like, I'm just gonna be a dude.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, listen,
I thought it was that way.
I will say it's a good movie, but I will say I kind of don't like because Brad Pitt's my favorite actor.
Really?
But that's the part in his career where I just was like, I don't feel like watching a Brad Pitt movie every year anymore.
Well, I think
that makes sense.
I think that what he did evolve as an actor.
Yeah, he became a
Where
human. He became mortal.
yeah, well,
mortal. He was
right.
he was Achilles before that.
Yeah. Oh,
He
God.
was
Literally.
Achilles. He was Tyler Durden. Yeah,
I did not like Troy.
come
I did not like Troy.
Come on.
Nah, I
Hector.
didn't like it.
Come
I didn't
on,
like it.
Hector.
I
Come
did
on.
not. I
Come
like.
on.
Well, listen, you gotta understand what happened. What Troy was like. Gladiator came out, and they were like, "We want."
It was a copy.
Yeah, we want it. And so so I was like a hardcore Gladiator fan. So when it came out with Troy, you gotta understand my state of mind. I'm like,
Copycat, yeah.
it's not even that, but it's like this is not even
It's like Deep Impact.
close.
It's like Deep Impact and Armageddon.
And Armageddon.
The script is better though, man. The script is better, bro.
The script is better than
Yo, he told
Gladiator.
listen to what he told Hector. He said,
Oscar-winning Gladiator?
He told Hector, I'm gonna take your after he killed his cousin, he was like, I'm gonna take your eyes out of your head and you're gonna walk around the whole planet deaf, dumb, and blind, thinking that you were the man that killed Achilles.
No, listen. There are some good moments.
And I probably misquoted it. He probably said it 10 million times better than I said it.
There's some good moments. There are some good moments. But I didn't actually. That was the least favorite Brad Pitt in the film ever.
Oh my God.
Because he was just like I don't know. It's just.
He was Brad mother effing Pitt bro, in that
Well,
movie.
let's reel it back in. Let's reel it back in.
No, we'll go into that.
One more.
All right,
The little
so-
kid.
We're gonna have to.
All right, the last.
We'll go.
We're gonna have to
Now-
continue this on first class, second place, guys.
This is all right. So the last film on my list.
Go for it.
Is that
and it's arguably because a sports film is The Last Boy Scout.
That's where I kind of disagree with you.
Okay.
But
Okay.
It's the movie starts where and I think he was a running back, or I think he was a he's a wide receiver. He was a running back. He's running, and then he pulls out an Iron Eagle and starts shooting. He starts shooting the linebackers, and then he makes it to the touchdown.
did you ever see Last Boy Scout?
No, I haven't.
Oh my
It's on my
God!
list.
Oh my! It's Bruce Willis and
on my
Damon
list.
Wayans, man. It's like one of my favorite Bruce Willis action films.
It is quintessential
Yes.
cheese man, like super like
Oh, yeah.
immense
It's
man
a Shane
movie.
Black, right? The Shane
Yeah,
Black.
it's a Shane Black video.
Yes. Come on, Shane Black, man. So
Shout out to the
I
nice
love-
guys.
shout
Kiss,
out
kiss,
to
bang,
the
bang.
guy, Shane Black.
Iron Man 3.
Oh, don't play with Iron Man. I actually like that movie.
I love it too. That's why I said it. That's why I said it. We agreed on something,
All right.
man. I love Iron Man 3.
I did love Iron Man 3. So it ends. It starts with that. He just pops off, and all the linebackers does the touchdown, and then takes himself out, right? And then Damian Wayans, he's like a washed-up, drug-using quarterback.
Yep.
Right? And Bruce Willis is like there's a murder mystery. I'm not gonna get it all the way, but even in the end of the film, it's at a big game.
Yeah.
The climax of the film is in a big football game, and then there's a moment when not Denzel. I'm sorry.
Damian Wayans.
Damian
They're very
Wayans.
close.
He's
very
on a
close.
horse.
Yeah.
Damian Wayans is on a horse.
Savage.
He grabs the grabs the football and throws it across the field, and then like prevents like a gun, like a bullet from hitting somebody, hitting a politician, and he hits him in the face. Tell me that's not a sports film.
Yeah. I'll give it to you.
That was a climactic moment. Like, will he kill the
I'll give it to
politician?
you.
And he looking all messed up on a
I gotta
horse.
see this. This sounds amazing.
And it's like, Last Boy Scout should have been called Die Hard, the real Die Hard 4. Honestly, they should have just called him John McClane. We
Yeah.
would have totally bought it.
Yeah.
We would have totally bought it. But that's my list. Sorry I took so long.
No,
That was a good list.
Long-winded
That was a good
as
list.
Round of applause for Ramon
Thank you.
Pasante.
That
real
was a
good
quick,
list.
yeah. All right, so let's go for your top 5 that are alive.
I'll try to keep it short. We had a couple of doubles.
Okay.
And I'll cover what the same movies when that makes sense to cover.
Right, absolutely.
So I saw Ford versus Ferrari last year.
Oh, okay.
And I think racing movies have got a bad rep after Fast and Furious. I feel like they haven't really been a really good racing movie. We had Days of Thunder in the 80s, which is debatably is a bad movie, but you can watch it and feel like you're in the 80s when you watch it.
Yeah.
At least it's good for that. But realistically, there's not a lot of good racing movies. But Ford versus Ferrari actually did get me emotional, like towards the end when you see this guy just so motivated about building a car and making it faster than Ferrari and all this other stuff they were going through. And another Christian Bale, I mean, he's not my favorite actor, but he doesn't miss, man. I don't think he misses at all. He totally transforms, man. He totally transforms
Listen,
himself.
when you have the power to turn down a Batman role and all that money, he's like, I'm done with Batman.
Bingo.
You can throw money as much. They really wanted him to be in Batman v Superman.
I know.
They really want. They offered him so much money. He goes, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah, props to him, bro. He really is the man, bro. He really is the man, bro. And yeah, like at the end, I don't want to spoil it, but it's such a emotional thing to get what you want, but also not get what you want, and you have to watch the movie to understand it. You have to sacrifice something in order for everyone to win, not just you. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a very strong message to me. Like when I could win right now, but I'd rather everyone win. And like I said, watch it if you haven't. It's a really good movie.
No, I saw it. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And what I like about that, real quick, what I like about Ford v Ferrari is that it was made on a huge budget, and it was made the classical way that movies used to be made back then, where everything has become so cheap in Hollywood, and they're trying to take the easy route.
Yeah.
I got to respect James Mangold for actually sticking to basics and making an actual $90 million picture that was a biopic that's not made from Marvel or DC or anything like that.
True, and it was around that era. It was in that era.
And they made it authentic as real, and it just felt like back in the times when I used to go to I enjoyed going to the
Exactly.
movies.
It was a feel-good movie. Like, they don't make too... It was like Rocky with cars.
There you go. Yes,
it was Rocky with cars, pretty much.
How did you feel about Gran Turismo?
I haven't watched it, and I wasn't looking forward to it. You did?
Really liked it.
I'll give it a shot. But
I really liked it. I thought it was like, this is pretty good. I didn't expect it to be good.
The concept made me not want to watch it.
Well, it's a true story.
I know, but that's still... It's stranger than fiction. I don't know. Like the kid's so good at the game, they put him in a real car.
Yeah,
that's like a Mighty Max or when they had Savage playing the War Games. Remember that? Well, that was Ben Savage, right?
Yes.
Like you're so good at
perfect.
You're so good at Battleship. I'm gonna give you a Battleship. But I'll watch it.
That's funny.
I'll watch it.
I like it.
Yeah. I think it's worth your time.
I'll check it out.
Absolutely.
I also had Sandlot on my list for the same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Boyhood dreams, like creating like something that your friends take religiously with you, like or bonding over something like religiously, like a sport, the mythology, the whole legends that they built around the dog, around the old man that owned the dog, and everything like that. So and then pranking around on the off time, you know what I mean? Like real athletes, making out with the lifeguard.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I got dodgeball next.
Dodgeball.
Yeah,
I like it.
Dodgeball. I mean, forget about it. You know what I mean? You got a pirate on your team. If you can dodge a brick, you can dodge a ball. And if you're just throwing stuff at them and everything like that, you know what I mean? And I love the line, nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Like, that's just like, I say that daily.
Jody loves Chachi.
I say that daily. I have He Got Game also on my list. For the same reasons too. Like I love Spike Lee movies, and I love the dynamic of the father son. The father pushed him so hard to like be what he was or what he wished he was, because he was still living in the hood. He didn't make it out to be an athlete or whatever like that. But he named his son Jesus, and that says to you like sometimes our parents push their dreams on us like so hard that we shy away from it or we push it back. But Jesus stuck to it, and he got better than his father. That's why I get why Spike Lee was like, I didn't expect his dad to make a point or whatever, because his son that probably was his goal from the beginning. Like, I'm gonna be better than my father. So I like the father-son dynamic, especially with having a father who's an athlete too. I definitely can get that whole movie all the time, because my pops used to throw that ball at me 90 miles an hour, bro. And I used to be like, I hate playing baseball with my pops, bro. I used to hate it, bro.
Yeah, my son I put him in like Little League when he was young, and he just had no interest, but he was actually pretty good at it for a while. So I'd be like, look, just throw the ball around with me for like a little while, and you can go inside. He goes, how many times you want to throw the ball around?
Yeah.
How many hits?
That was me, bro. That was me.
So I'd be like, okay, give me 10 hits, and we can go inside and play video. Can we go inside? I'm like,
yeah.
the potential. All right.
I know. Sometimes you just gotta let them do their thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My last list is Any Given Sunday, and I know if Ugo was here, that'd be his number one also. Me and him just love that movie. I love Willie Beeman. I think that was the rock and roll era of Oliver Stone, where he really became Scarface behind the camera. Because
I did feel like I was on cocaine watching that movie.
the editing in that movie is insane,
it's
but
very
it
good.
works.
Yeah.
It works for no reason. There's cuts of like Gladiator and Ben-Hur while they're playing football.
You know what I felt like? I felt like I was watching Natural Born Killers with
Yes.
football.
With football.
That's what
Oliver
it felt
Stone,
like.
too.
Yeah.
But like you step back from the editing and you look at it like a real movie, like he's showing you the dark underbelly of sports. You know, that's why they didn't let him use the NFL team. So he really showed you how the medical staff, you know,
That's exactly what I was getting
abuses
to.
it,
Because
you know?
that does happen in real life.
I wouldn't put it past any sport in anything. So he showed you the dark underbelly of the medical staff, the coach, the owners, everybody, how everybody has this dark side to them that they're not unveiling. And then, you know, you got Willie Beeman, who is this innocent, like, what is it, fourth string? Is that
Third string. He was
He's
third
a third string quarterback that just got pushed into the limelight, and he totally fumbles with fame and ego off the bat. And in the way Oliver Stone tricked every like actor in that movie to think they were the main character.
Right.
So he had LL Cool J, Bill Bellamy, Dennis Quaid, Jamie Foxx,
Lawrence Taylor.
He told all of them they were the main character,
LT,
and
yeah.
had their egos to the ceiling. So of course LL Cool J, Jamie Foxx, they fought.
They fought!
For real
Yeah.
during the movie. Of course, bro. Genius move on that part.
Right.
Because they became their characters just off of ego alone.
They
bro.
still don't talk because of that.
No, actually,
No, they
LL
squashed it. They
They,
squashed it.
they
They
finally
squashed it?
squashed it a couple years ago. Finally.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, like
Unlike
it's like
a
20 years
podcast.
ago. Like
It took 20 years.
Like grown-ups, like finally.
It took 20 years, but yeah, you gotta love it, man. And then the way that he just shot everything, man, like really like a Gladiator movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
No. Props to that movie, definitely. There was the one thing, I don't know why, but it never. I didn't put it on my list because I remember they were in the locker room and there was just guys big schlong, and I'm like, oh my god.
Like I said, he tried to make it as authentic.
No, I get it.
As authentic
And
as
like,
possible.
And you saw Cameron Diaz just trying not.
Yeah.
Just trying not to fall on
Wasn't
that
it
thing.
the guy? Wasn't it the guy that was like a Viking? That he was dressed like a Viking in the locker room?
I think the guy that played Zangief in Street Fighter was that guy.
That was him. That was him.
God, it was so funny. She was
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, my man down there's like, I'm down here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Gotta love
That was the
it.
best supporting actor.
Gotta love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's
All right.
crazy.
So that is your top 5 dead or
Yeah.
alive. All right.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know, all right. So before we continue with mine, Ugo actually did give me his top 5. So
nice.
Of course.
we have a little bit of correlation going on here. So
course.
on his list, number 1, Any Given Sunday, like you said. He also has Remember the Titans.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
of course.
yeah. So he also has Blue Chips as number 3.
Wow.
I haven't seen Blue
Nick
Chips.
Nolte again.
Yeah.
I gotta watch Blue Chips.
Somebody give him some rum. Okay.
Number 4, The Mighty Ducks. And
Oh
then,
man, how did I miss that?
Oh man, that's what happens when you try to do these lists. Like you're always gonna find one like, damn, I forgot about that one there. So, and then finally for number 5 for him is Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Puerto Rican dude in that movie, bro.
Rick Gonzalez.
Everybody
yeah.
knows somebody that looks like him.
Yeah, you know, he's on
Everybody.
Law and Order, criminal, organized crime now.
I bet, bro.
wow.
I bet.
And he's
Yeah,
a
he's a
Playing
good
the
actor.
same character.
Oh, yeah.
Still playing a
He's a
18-year-old.
yeah, he's a
He's
Puerto Rican
Hector.
Hector.
He's Hector.
Yeah, he's always gonna be
Yeah.
Hector. He's like 50. The man's like almost 50 years old, and he's still playing a kid.
Yeah, you know, when you look young, man,
They call me Quicks, they say.
you can pull it off. You know what I mean?
All right. So thank you, Ugo, for your top 5, and we'll definitely take into consideration to the quintessential list. So I'll run through my top 10 real quick. Some of them have some correlation again. So I also have the Mighty Ducks, just like Ugo. I also have A League of Their Own. I also have Any Given Sunday. And I also have The Sandlot. So here's some ones that I have on my list too that we haven't mentioned yet.
Okay.
So I also have Rudy. Rudy's a great film. I'm not into college sports, collegiate sports all that much, but I just think that's a great inspirational movie.
Rudy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I shed a tear every time.
Yeah.
Arguably, maybe the greatest love story of all time, Rocky. You know?
Yeah. I thought about it a few times. I thought about it, but it's like I felt like it was the go-to. Like everyone says Rocky. Sounds like I know.
Yeah, well, exactly. I get what you're saying because even people that don't watch movies, they say, "Oh, I guess my favorite movie ever is The Godfather." Like everybody says, The Godfather is the best movie of all time. I disagree, but that's just like the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's easy for people to say. Right. It's like when someone goes, "Do you read?" He goes, "Yeah, I read the Bible." You don't read. If you don't read, if you say you read the Bible, you don't read anything at all.
Another one that I have on my list is Miracle.
Okay, the hockey movie.
The hockey movie, yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Kurt Russell will make you believe in miracles.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
I was proud to be an American after that movie.
Nice.
No January 6th, though. Anyway, So another one that I have on my list is 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard great things.
Yeah,
I've heard great things.
I know. I'm ashamed not to say I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's still a great movie. We all understand the story of Jackie Robinson and what he had to go through, but obviously I understand that the movie's a dramatization of it, but it's still not any less jarring. I mean, you still understand what this man went through and how he changed the game forever, and like we are what we are now, not just from sports, but also from a societal standpoint, thanks to his contributions to the game. So that and Chadwick Boseman did a tremendous job as always in that film. So I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. So I also have two controversial ones here. So the last two that I have here, first of all, is Silver Linings Playbook. I mean,
that's a sports movie?
Well, because here's the way. See, the thing about movies is that they hold some kind of personal thing to us.
Okay.
And I always joke around that if you were to take my life and just switch it from the Eagles to the Jets, I was essentially Bradley Cooper's life at one point in my life. Okay. So I was going through my own mental health struggles, and the dynamic between him and Robert De Niro kind of really, really reminded me of the dynamic between me and my father, God rest his soul, and it really hits home with me. And every time I watch it, I feel like I'm actually watching sports, because they even talk about sports betting in it, you know? And then the father's such a diehard Eagles fan, and he's passionate. He's basically the immaculate version of what, not just an Eagles fan, but what every football psychotic fan is like, you know? They're just really into it, and I feel like you are legitimately watching Football Sunday when you're watching that movie.
I receive that.
The term Silver Lining Playbook, isn't that from football?
I mean, it's
what does that refer to exactly?
So basically, I've seen the movie a billion times already. Like, it's basically just a play on sports, on football playbook. Okay. But Bradley Cooper's character is looking for a silver lining because he's undiagnosed bipolar. He's going through a rough time with his mental health issues, and he's trying to live life now, trying to find a silver lining to better his life.
But that's what I'm saying. The term silver lining, that's a football term?
No.
I've never known where that line comes from.
No, silver linings is just being able to find...
Like something positive and a lot of negative.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically...
The playbook part, definitely.
Okay.
Right.
I get the football thing, because I didn't see sports in there at all.
Well, no, but there is a part in the film.
There's
There's a pivotal part in the film where, when... Jennifer Lawrence shows up to the house of the family.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're watching football together,
she
right?
knows way too much about the Eagles. And it's like to the point, because the dad is like, oh, you know what? It's your fault. You ruined
football. You're the bad juju.
You're the bad juju of the family. And then she came and goes, no, that's not true. Because, she came in and knew her football ish. She knew everything about the Eagles.
She basically just opened her zipper and whipped it out and put it on the table. That's exactly what she did.
And then she silenced Robert De Niro's character, and then they agreed to let him go dance for because they were trying to keep him away from doing it. So and it was such an immaculately written scene where she just came in and just took everyone to church on the Eagles. All these people that were sitting there watching the Eagles all day, talking about the Eagles, and then this beautiful woman just walks in and just silenced them all on the stupidity of their myths. When she and she just took them all to school, to church.
That's called
$30 haircut.
That's called pulling a Marissa Tomei.
Oh yes. My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I love that.
Are
movie.
you sure? I'm positive.
I love it. I love it when Joe Pesci just sits back and goes, watch this.
Yeah.
And then she takes him to church on the car. I love it.
Same
I love
thing.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
And now my final one that is this is why I say it's controversial. So this is a remake, and it's not necessarily looked at as a great remake. Even though I don't even think the original was all that great, maybe because it was made from way back in the day, and I grew up in this era that we're in right now, and so on and so forth. So it is an Adam Sandler vehicle. It's not Happy Gilmore, even though I love Happy Gilmore.
Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard is on my list. It's controversial for a number of reasons. One, people say that it's not even Adam Sandler's best sports movie. It's not even his best film. Everybody say that The Longest Yard, the original one from the 70s with Burt Reynolds, is a hell of a lot better than this one. This one was just nothing but cheap tricks and the same old thing that Adam Sandler does with all of his movies, so on and so forth. But I don't know. One of the things that also gets me when it comes to movies in general is rewatchability. Right. And for some reason, I could.
Adam Sandler wins with rewatchability.
The Longest Yard. This one, it is. It is exactly when people say that if it's on TV, I'm watching it. If it's on TV, I'm going to watch it. I don't care where it is, in the beginning, in the end, in the middle, whatever. I'm going to sit down and watch it because that's how much I enjoy watching it. And being able to see Nelly and Michael Irving and Terry Crews and Joey Diaz and
the cast of that movie.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, everybody.
Stone Cold was in that movie.
And Goldberg.
And Goldberg.
Yeah, everybody that was involved in being in one scene at the same time, and apparently Adam Sandler knows how to ball in football as well. He knew how to throw a football, and he passed a hell of a pass to Michael Irvin, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time.
He also plays good basketball.
He does. He plays basketball every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Pete Davidson said he's actually a dirty player, but he's a good player. Yeah, but I've been told before. I've been chewed up by older heads saying that no, you got to watch the one with Burt Reynolds. That was the best one. Like, the hell out of here, man. I like what I like. You like what you like, and then we live happily ever after. So yeah, that is my top 10 sport list. And we got a little bit of time left here, so let's try to make the quintessential BTV Sports movie list. Take a little bit from you, going from me, and then we'll just put it in the books.
I think since you had brought up The Godfather while speaking about Rocky, I think Rocky should probably always be on the top of every sports list.
I'm not mad at that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What's the worst sports movie you've ever seen?
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. That is a great question.
The worst sports movie I've ever... Air Bud? With the dog?
I wasn't particularly a fan of that one.
My little brother was.
I didn't like Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch.
Refresh my memory.
With Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Yeah.
What a disaster.
What a disaster. The Commanders.
I didn't like Rookie of the Year.
What? Not that. All right, I'm out of here.
Angels in the Outfield was a pretty bad one.
I didn't like Rookie of the Year because the selling point when that movie came out, I remember when that movie came out, the selling point was, look how handsome he is. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? And it was just, they were just so caught up in how handsome they tried to make him like this young, like you know the little girl magazines where they cut it out and put it on the wall.
Teen magazine.
So, and they were really just pushing to make him like this young kid sex symbol. And I'm like I don't want to see this movie. So I saw it once and I'm like, big effing deal. But there were some funny moments, but I just could not get past this kid that they oversold to me as, look how handsome he is. Oh, he's so cute. I'm like, all right, it's about baseball. It's about how cute this kid is. That was mine.
What's that movie with Whoopi Goldberg where she's playing for like the Nets or something like that? Knicks.
Eddie. Oh my God, that is horrible.
Wasn't she like a Tyrannosaurus, or was that a different movie?
That's a different movie.
Okay. That's even worse. That one's worse.
Tyrannosaurus, of course.
That one's worse.
No, oh my God, I just had it in my head. What was the really bad? Oh, all right. Remember Sunset Park?
Yeah, with Rael Perlman.
Yeah. It was okay. It was kind of weird. It was like...
It wasn't memorable.
You get this little old white lady that apparently now is going to teach these kids how to play basketball. And I'm like... And it's like, you never get to how she helped them play basketball. But now they went from, being bad because they couldn't get it together to her helping them get it together. But it's
writing
like
poetry.
Yeah, right. I'm like, what is this old little, Blanquita really gonna do to help? Can we? You know what I mean? So I was just like, what?
There's a lot of bad basketball movies, right? Because like Mike. Like
Mike was a bad one. Thunderstruck was a bad one.
Thunderstruck. What's another one? Space Jam 2, the one with LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Space Jam 1.
Space Jam 1 was
I like
good.
Space Jam.
I like
I
Space Jam.
I like Space Jam 1.
Forgot it's a family show.
I like Spaceball 1.
I fall.
I like Space Jam 1, but Space Jam 2 is a disaster.
Yeah, no, I
went to
agree
the
with you on
movies
that.
to see Space Jam 1.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I didn't like
Really?
it. I wanted to. Like, I was, back then, I was a
Danny
teenager.
DeVito as the bad guy?
I was a teenager.
Jersey Mike's.
Back then, all right, so back in my day,
Yeah.
you know, everybody had the Bugs Bunny shirts.
Toon
you know,
Squad,
like that was
yeah.
what was hot at the time.
Yeah.
The Bugs Bunny shirts, the Bugs
Yeah.
Bunny, everybody, the stuffed animals, Great Adventures, you know, what else, everything, but it was just like so poorly performed. And just like, but listen, I know Michael Jordan's not an actor.
No.
Then why is he in a movie?
It's a cash
He
grab,
was
my G.
I know.
It's a
He
cash
was
grab.
everywhere.
I guess I was just a kid, and
He
I was
was
like,
in everything
this
back
was
then.
weird.
He
This
was
is
on
weird.
fire.
But I just couldn't get in it.
Well, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, it's not on anybody's top list.
Yeah, we didn't
anyway,
put
so
it
it's
on
all
top.
right.
It's not in my top
I would have
5.
jumped over the top like what?
It was not in my top 5, but LeBron makes Michael Jordan look like Denzel Washington.
Denzel
though.
Washington. Yeah. All right. So far in the quintessential top 10, I got some ones that we all are simpatico with, including Ugo. So we got Rocky, we got He Got Game. What else should we put on there?
Any Given Sunday, I think we all agreed on too.
Yeah, Any Given Sunday is on there. Absolutely.
I think
all across the board.
I think Sandlot has to come next because we all 3 picked it.
Yes.
That says a lot right there.
Yep. Sandlot
That
definitely
sands
for sure.
a lot.
That's ding. Let's see.
You also had Dodgeball in your list.
Dodgeball can go high up, but I don't think it'll be close to top 5. You know what I mean?
What about A League of Their Own? I think that
A League of Her Own, yeah. I'll put that up
Definitely.
there. I mean, I know Chris Abala would agree.
There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah. I think, like he said too, there's something about baseball movies that just gets you in the feelings,
Gets
man.
you in your feels, man.
I don't know what it is. I think I saw like a documentary about that too. The baseball movies are the best sports movies, but I think I agree. Yeah.
Did you like? What about Moneyball? You know,
It's just Brad Pitt that irks me in that movie. That is Brad Pitt.
you know what it is, and I'll make my case, and if you don't, you can reject it.
Yeah.
But it's just the idea. It's what you take home about. You could take that situation and you could put it in any moment in your life and relate to that, and you can go, I can do something like that too. I can go another way.
Change the game.
If I can change the game and whatever it is that I'm doing, it's podcasting, whether
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
filmmaking, whether it's I did that with my film. I made a film in 5 days. It took me a year to edit it, but that's something that people were like, what? How long? You did it in 5 days? So it was like, I love the idea of just breaking the mold and just accomplishing something by doing that. That alone, with or without Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a David and Goliath
Right.
story, and you gotta love David and Goliath stories. So
yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's just the Brad Pitt dynamic
All
that
right, man,
messes me
all right,
up.
man,
But
fair,
yeah,
fair,
I'm just
fair.
too big of a fan of his to be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie about him being a guy.
Well, okay. Can we? Wow. Well, all right. But we can both
Savage.
agree that Seven's probably
Seven's great.
Seven or
Seven's
Fight
great.
Club is probably his
Fight
best
Club
films.
is my favorite
Yeah.
movie of all time.
Yes, it's on my top 5. Definitely
For
my top
sure.
10 list.
All right. Well, speaking of top 5, we have top 5 so far. We need 5 more for this list.
All right.
So we got Rocky. We got He Got
see what I
Game.
had on mine.
We got Any Given Sunday. We have The Sandlot and A League of Their Own.
You know, I'll say I kind of want to agree with you with Adam Sandler, but I don't know if it's top 10.
Happy Gilmore?
I would say Happy Gilmore or The Longest Yard.
I would say The Longest Yard, but that's just me because I could rewatch, like you said, I could rewatch that movie all the time.
I saw
Yeah.
that movie once and I never saw it again.
Really? It was always on
Yeah.
TV
like-
though.
And also to refresh everybody's list for Ugo, he had Any Given Sunday, which is already on the list. We got Remember the Titans, Blue Chips, The Mighty Ducks, and Coach Carter.
He Got Game. Let's go.
Oh man.
He Got Game's already on the list.
Oh, my bad.
Oh man, I think Mighty Ducks just for the general populace because everybody loves that movie.
I'll allow it.
and-
I saw it a few times. Like, okay, this is cool.
And we need a hockey movie in there, to give a little bit of diversity.
Yeah.
I know I love Miracle, but I think Mighty Ducks resonates with everybody, even
Man.
if you're not a hockey fan.
None of us like Little Giants, huh?
I'm
Rick
glad
Moranis?
that you said that
Yeah.
because I had that just outside of my list because even though I'm a Jets fan, I love Little Giants, and because even though I'm 37, I'm about to be 38, I still have I still have third grade toilet humor that I love with all the fart jokes and everything like that. It makes me crack up. I don't know if Hugo likes that movie because he's a Cowboys fan and they're losing there, but you know.
I like Rick Moranis in general. I love that guy.
And I love Ed O'Neill. He played a great douchebag in that movie.
I'll rock with Little Giants. I'll rock with that.
I don't know if we could put a top 10 though.
No. You can't. You definitely can't put that over Moneyball. You can't be like, not Moneyball, but Little Giants, definitely.
Moneyball won an Oscar, right? Did it?
It was nominated for some Oscars. Yeah, it's an Oscar film.
But Little Giants was definitely not even nominated. That's for sure.
They don't put
maybe for Nickelodeon, like
Kids
Choice Awards, definitely.
Oh damn, I'm trying to think now. I guess we just gotta settle with what we got, right?
So
what about Major League?
We put it on there already, right?
No, we did not.
Oh, okay. I think Major League can go on top 10.
You know what? I'll put that because another one of our alumni, Chris Abalo, he loves Major League. It's his favorite sports movie. So, you know, in honor of him as well, we'll put that up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody that doesn't get hyped when they start singing Wild Thing.
Come on.
I think
that was like, dude,
you made my heart sing.
Yeah, that was like one of the badassest entrance ever in a baseball film.
Yeah,
that was almost like Mariano Rivera with Enter Sandman.
I'm gonna pull a name out of nowhere.
Okay.
That we haven't mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bull Durham.
You know what?
I've never seen that.
I have seen it.
Kevin Costner.
And honestly, I'm not a fan.
Not a fan?
I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was my first baseball film as a kid.
We also forgot White Man Can't Jump, another Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes got some hits. Even the fan with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
White Man Can't Jump. Billy, I want a screw, Billy. Come on. White Man Can't Jump, and not the new one.
No. That track. Oh my God.
Oh no.
I think we could put White Man Can't Jump.
White Man Can't
Even though none
Jump.
of us picked it though, but
No.
I just didn't even.
Yeah, we
think
did.
of it.
Yeah.
But that is a basketball film, and I do. Yeah.
And you know what? We also have to go with our audience, and I think that they would agree with it as well. You know, we can't count the audience as well.
We gotta do a poll, Instagram poll after this.
Yeah. All right. So White Man Can't Jump. We'll put it on there.
Yeah, man. White Man Can't Jump.
You know, I mean, who doesn't love Rosie Perez? Hey, Billy, you're so stupid.
I love you. So stupid. Hey, Beane. I want a school, Beane.
Fools that start with that little cute quince.
Oh man.
All right. So we got Rocky. He Got Game. Any Given Sunday. The Sandlot. A League of Their Own. The Mighty Ducks. Major League. And White Man Can't Jump. We're missing two more. Yeah, this is the nitty gritty right here. And to remind everybody of Hugo's answers, and even Sunday, which is already on there, Remember the Titans, Blue Chips, Mighty Ducks, which is already on there, and Coach Carter. You also had Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would put
agree.
it top 10. I don't know if other people would. I don't know if a general populace.
It's funny because I actually would put Moneyball in the top 10, but you know.
Yeah,
but I don't want to.
It's our list. It's our list, man. I mean, it's 2 out of 3, and I think Ugo would agree with you too.
You think you'd be with Moneyball?
Yeah, I think he would go with Moneyball.
All right. I feel bad that none of us rock with Blue Chips.
I just haven't seen it, to be honest with you.
You know what it is? Is it Shaq? You know. Putting a movie with Shaq in it just doesn't make any sense.
Like Sham.
Technically, it's a Shaq movie.
I've only listened to Blue Chips, the mixtape by Action Bronson.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Blue Chips 1 and Blue Chips 2 is good. Listen to it.
Yeah. All right, so we just got one more to fill.
One more. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just again on Moneyball. Moneyball did change all the baseball, so it deserves it. It changed the whole sport.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's history. It's part of history.
It's history. It is history.
You know what was almost on my list? Teen Wolf.
That's
a basketball
He played basketball. He played basketball.
Man, get out of here.
He played basketball.
I could roll with Last Boy Scout, but now you're just pushing it.
He did play basketball.
And I do love Michael J. Fox, but come on. Next thing
I almost did. It's one of my. My first.
You know what? We haven't said it right, but The Rookie has to be on there.
The Rookie with Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid, yeah, because that's like everyone's favorite. Like our fathers, that's like their favorite baseball movie.
I'm gonna disappoint you because I haven't seen
it.
Oh man, I saw it when I was a kid, and I know that like the generation before us, that's their movie. Like they love that movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, now I'm really showing my age because I haven't seen it. So, but
I actually haven't seen it either.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's a great movie, and I definitely want to watch it. But if only one of us has seen it, and we're not even sure if Hugo has,
it can't go.
It can't go on there. Maybe for next year when we do the brackets and so on and so forth. But Yeah.
I just know the generation before us is gonna be like, yo, The Rookie. People love that movie, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I also have Rudy. I have Miracle.
Rudy.
I have 42.
Rudy should be in there.
Rudy should probably.
You know what? Who doesn't cry when Rudy goes?
Come on.
Rudy
Rudy should be in there, yeah.
All right.
definitely.
Rudy gotta go.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have our quintessential Yo BTV Sports movie list. In no particular order, we got Rocky, we got He Got Game, we got Any Given Sunday, we got The Sandlot, we got A League of Their Own, we got The Mighty Ducks, we got Major League, White Man Can't Jump, Moneyball, and Rudy.
Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah.
You concur.
I concur.
You concur. Steve, do you concur? He concurs.
So you got a thumbs up.
Hugo,
Bravo.
I hope you concur. If not, we'll have to discuss this another time, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do for this episode of Yo BTV Sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout out to our sponsors of New York Posse for Yo BTV Sports. Shout out to Bravery Studios here in Garfield, New Jersey. Thank you so much to my guest, Ramon Pasante, for coming through. Thank you to Mark for coming in and sitting on
Thanks
it.
for having
Shout out
me.
to Big Hugo.
You go,
Love you,
boy.
bro. And shout out to Steve on the glass. Thank you so much to everybody that has been tuning in. We really appreciate the love and support. And next time, we will catch you. And also, Steve, you already know what to do with the Ric Flair. Please tell me you have the Ric Flair drop. You got it. It's coming. It's coming.
You're the hero of the week too,
Whether you
bro.
like it or don't like it, learn to love it because it is the
It's
best
a ritual.
thing going today.
Peace.
Woo!
Yeah, I ain't gonna say who's on the beat, cause you should know that by now. Check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, like my 59, 50, I ain't lying. Check it, yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get with it.